Right, here we are again in Boekelo in Holland. DoneganRyan event team, both myself and Trish have one horse each year, and Stone Emperor and Tuliniski Hi-Ho, who's doing his first 3-star event. Going to take you through the cross-country course with and I'll give you our view on what we think of it. At the start box here now, first fence is fairly straightforward. Nice brown fence, very well decorated. Good on jump disc, good gallop into the arena, up between the trade stands. For this young horse, we find it a little bit spooky, but it gallops quite well. On to 2, another straightforward fence inside in the main arena, with 3 and 4, which is quite different. We have never usually seen this before. 3 is on the right hand side, 4 is on the left hand side, both jumped the same way. So on to 3, either rider will have different plans. Some will go left-handed, others will go right-handed. I personally will go right-handed, circle back around and head over for 4 and jump in at a slight angle, and we'll go left-handed to leave the arena out through the middle of the arena to the exit where we came back in. Good gallop on to 5, nice lit up fence. All these fences are very well decorated and well presented. 6 is another lit up fence, nice hay cart, very well presented as well. And on then to 7, A, B and C. Now we've entered the wood. It's quite narrow in here, so you just want to be careful, plenty of trees around. So 7A and A, B and C is the first big question on the track. It's quite generous at A, a nice hedge line, on 2 strides to a real tall, very narrow skinny. On 2 strides to a C that's quite forgiving, just a nice upright with a good spread on it. If you have jumped this, you would be fairly set up for the rest of the course. On then through the woods again, through a narrow passageway, onto 8. It's a nice forgiving fence, log, with the ground running away from the back of it. You just have to be careful that the horses don't get a fright at takeoff and try to leave a leg at this. But usually it's a nice straightforward type of fence. On then to 9, A, B, C and D. This is the water complex. This can be quite difficult. One of the strongest fences on the track that comes up quite early. My approach will be to come on the left hand side skinny. It comes around the tree on a 2 or 3 stride distance in over it, which is quite forgiving. On a forward 3 strides to a ditch, it's quite wide. On a forward 3 strides again to a real high drop into the water. And when you land over this, it's a nice forward 4 strides to a skinny coming out. This water has claimed many victims in the past, with horses just stumbling on the landing in the water. So we just have to be very careful of this, but it should ride okay. So hopefully it will work out well. On after the water, a nice good gallop up to number 10, good plain oxer, a kind of a Dutch style timber fence, good let up fence, get the horses going on again. On into the small bit of a wood then to 11, A, B and C, a keyhole, on 4 strides, bending 4 strides to an open corner. This should ride quite well, but coming out of darkness into light, you just wouldn't want to override this. On then to 12, A, B and 13. 12A, you jump on the right hand side, nice tabletop, on a bending 5 or 6 strides to 2 upright fences. The important thing here is when you're jumping 12A is not to go on an inside line to B, because it does not line you up for 13. So the best way here is to stay on an outside line, take your time, and when you see your spot then move on up to it, and you have 1 stride in between 12B and 13. Move on then, a good long gallop then all the way up along to number 14. Nice tricaner type fence. It's a nice let up fence as well. Just have to be careful coming out of darkness into light again, and not to shock him. It all depends on if it's a dark day or a sunny day here in Holland, especially coming out of woods. Good gallop on into 15, A, B and C. Nice big tricaner, 1 stride out over a ditch, on 3 strides to an angled tabletop. This should ride okay, just has to be careful that your horse doesn't just run off to the right. And then to 16 A and B, a nice other big brush fence on a bending 5 strides to an angled hedge. This should ride quite well, it's a nice forgiving fence. And after this then we'll proceed down to 17, good long gallop. On to 17, another let up fence, a hay cart as well. On then to 18, A, B and C, another water complex. We have white rails coming in. We have a very sharp corner before this, so that will set us up for the 18A. Landing over 18A, pick them up. We have a long canter through the water, and the most important thing here is to get a good jump out, up over the step, to bounce out over the rail. 18A, B and C. On then to 19, it's another good long gallop. We have 3 options here. We have on the left, centre or on the right. 3 separate fences all in a line. For me and Trish personally, we will take the middle one. It's just a bit more forgiving and it keeps us in a nice flow. On then to 20, you're entering a hay shed, which walked here today where it's quite dull, very dark inside there, so you have to be very careful not to go in there too quick because they have to adjust to the light. This is a nice big table, fruit bench, so this should be okay. On then to 21, A, B and C. This is a nice fence. It's jumping on the left hand side, 21A, 1 stride to the middle on B, and on C then is up the hill, walks on 4 to 5 strides, all depends on landing over B. Just find your line and ride on up to the top of the hill. This is a lovely fence and it's coming to near the track, into the track. Another long gallop down to 22, 3 and 24. The first is roll top, fairly big fence, nice spread to it. 22 on the left hand side, and we've taken the left hand side line to come back at 23 on an inside line at a slight angle to 24 on 5 strides to a nice big ditch as the second last fence. Hopefully when we've got this far, we just have one long stretch home to 25 that is quite nice, decorated with flowers and stuff like that, and hopefully we will be here on time just to finish.